the passion of our colleague, especially in calling out the atrocities of the majority party in the history. This party, our party, has a history of civil rights championing. It was founded on civil rights championing. It was founded for the purpose of championing civil rights in opposition to the now majority party.
Representative DeGraaf, could you talk about the amendment, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm trying to address the issues that my colleague brought up. What we have is an industry that is premised on treating another human as property. That is basically the fundamental underlying problem. Treating another person as property that can be bought and sold. That's it. The unborn are not property. If you want to get into our rights, if you want to get into civil rights, we have the right, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. And the first of these rights is life. And that life is premised on there being a Creator. And if there's no right to life because there's no Creator, then nobody has rights, and it's just a matter of privileges that are given by the state. And when you leave those up to the majority party, they will be denied. The difference between a republic and a democracy is that a republic will protect the individual from the mob. A democracy will feed him to it. This is what we see right now. The people of Colorado, why in the fiscal note, why in the blue book, why could a bill be brought up now and have a fiscal note, a very shadowy fiscal note, with special language to usurp the will of this body when it goes into overages, when the briefing from the sponsors was to cover all feticide services in the state, which means bringing other people in. So this was not just making it available. This was obviously was obviously about funding it. But you know what? There was no money left. There was no money put into the blue book. There was no fiscal note. There was just a hidden on the page that says, hey, we're going to increase some spending. That's all. We're going to increase spending. So yeah, it was in there. But just like they did the fiscal note for this, they could have done the fiscal note then. It's more duplicity. What we're asking for, and we do appreciate choice. We try to keep offenders in prison all the time, and the majority party votes to let them go.
Representative DeGraaf, could you please keep it to the amendment?
So there are proposals that are to run our prisons like a bed and breakfast. And we're being blamed for not supporting women's safety. We support women's safety. We support women's spaces. And for that, we're vilified. When we're talking about choice, we're talking about the choice for the unborn. As Ronald Reagan said, I note that everybody that's pro-abortion has already been born. Now, I can't speak for a woman, but I can speak for somebody that's been born. I'm glad that I was not mechanically dismembered in my mother's womb, or chemically burned, or suffocated, or starved. That's what this bill wants the citizens of Colorado to pay for. That's what it didn't have the guts to tell them in the blue book. We're asking for the choice. We would like the choice for the unborn, and that they could make the choice to be born, because their circumstances were not of their choosing. The majority party has gone once again to treating humans as property. That is a very, very dangerous place
Representative
to go.
DeGraaf,
I recommend an aye vote on this amendment.
Impugn the motives of the majority party, and please keep your comments to what we're discussing.